We are at the More Expo 2025. This is Saturday. We've been here since Wednesday, and the threat of rain has been imminent for the last, well, since we got here really. But honestly, we got some rain on Thursday night, and it was not heavy rain. It was just kind of light rain. But overall, the rain has pretty much left us alone. It's supposed to start raining again tonight at 10 p.m. This is my rig right here with my decked shelf and my Iceco fridge, extrusion overland bed rack, 23-0 walkabout tent. I'm not using it this time. Although I don't think the truck has moved since I got here, because I thought we might use my truck to travel a few places locally, but we haven't. So next time I think I'll set up my rooftop tent because I like using it. But I wanted to do a walkthrough of the area and just display the More Expo and all the rigs and all the cool equipment and all the stuff that we've seen this time. Look at the color on that FJ. It's like a espresso coffee color. Sounds like something that Rob, Digital Rancher, would have. So that's a custom built Jeep. We met these guys the other night. They camped next to us. It's a custom built Jeep with a Cadillac engine, and that's an old Dodge Power Wagon with some really extra heavy duty four-wheel drive suspension. It's not 3D printed, that's what I was trying to say, but I'm wrong. Some extra heavy duty four-wheel drive suspension and custom fit. Those guys are welders, so they've done a lot of that work themselves. Something I could probably never do. But there are a lot of people here this time. You can see how full the campsite is. Last year we were here and the campsite was pretty full, although I think it was much more full this year because, I don't know, there's just a lot of people here this year. It was a little bit later in the month of April this year because Easter was later. This is the weekend after Easter, and I think maybe that worked out with timing with some people's schedules. I'm not sure. This has been a warmer weekend than it was last year. I have not run a heater in my tent at all this year, although I did pick up a brand new diesel heater yesterday. So we'll probably do a video about that diesel heater before too long, because this is a cool diesel heater that was actually designed and assembled in California, and he said that they got their parts from various locations, some in the USA, some overseas. But I think this is going to be a neat diesel heater to add to my collection. Gladiator rear seat delete, $75. Oh, he's selling his rear seat. That's fun. All the different rigs here. You get a lot of good ideas just by walking around. And people are real friendly in this space, in this environment. And you can see guys and ladies actually, that have equipment similar to yours or something that you're wanting to build out yourself or same type of vehicle as you. And there's people filming here, but I don't know what that's about. And it's just a good place to get out, set up camp, be outside, be outdoors, have some good outdoor cooking, outdoor grilling, and then get ideas for where you want to expand your rig from there. Seen a couple of cool things this week that I'm like, well, I have to add that to the list. See what I can find out about that piece of equipment or that roof rack or something like that. We walked through the entire outside and inside area yesterday, and I think there's less vendors here this year than there were last year, honestly. And in fact, 2 or 3 of the vendors that I was really looking forward to catching up with this year are not around, and I was disappointed by that. So now there's several new vendors in there as well, so it's possible that the actual vendor / what they call exhibitor, the number of exhibitors here might be about the same that it was last year, because there are several in there that are new that were not here last year, or it's their first year to be here. I talked to a couple exhibitors yesterday. It was their first year to be here. But the ones that there's, like I said, there's 2 or 3. Wilco Off-Road is not here. Caught up with them last year. I got a spare tire swing gate from them because they're in Texas actually. Got that from them after meeting them here last year. There was another guy out in the parking lot called Wizard Works Welding or something similar to that, and he would do custom rock sliders for pretty much any vehicle that you want. He'd do custom front and rear bumpers for many vehicles, and he's not here this time. One of the ones that's been here every... What's that?
I'm on YouTube.
You want to be on YouTube?
Yeah, I want you to show your fans this.
What is that?
An arrowhead with attached to a stick.
Did you find that arrowhead here? No? Where'd you get
Arkansas.
that? Oh, you found it in Arkansas. That's pretty cool.
I have a whole bag of them right here.
You got a whole bag of arrowheads. Nice. What are you doing with that?
I made this. That is my friend Reichel.
Hey. Oh, nice. Glad you guys are here. Y'all having fun camping?
Yeah.
Good. You guys have fun. So, it's cool to get flagged down. Can I be on YouTube? Sure. But, yeah, but the main vendor, exhibitor, that has been here every year, this is my 4th year, they've been here every year except today, is Blue Ridge Overland. And they make some really cool bags and packs and tool rolls and tool bags and that kind of gear. And I was disappointed that they're not here this time. I'm going to have to email them. I've got several of their packs that I've gotten over the years, and I have to email them and find out why they're not here. That's a custom bumper. So this is the outside area of this is the camping area, I should say. They have an outside vendor / exhibitor area as well, and we'll go walk through that here in a minute. But I wanted to get some video of the camping area because honestly, this is where you get ideas. This is where you get this is where you make new friends. We've met, most of us here together in our group are ham radio operators, and we've met probably 5 or 6 new ham radio operators who were just here and came up and talked to us and had a good time. One of them is this guy, Mr. I always fall out of my chair.
That would be me.
What's up, Bob? How are you?
Good, Jason.
Good to see you, man.
Buddy?
Good, man. Now, I've always been a Ford guy, and I really like that Ranger. I think that's a neat looking color on that Ranger. He's got the ditch lights on it and the custom topper on the back. Pulling some kind of square drop flyer trailer. I'm not familiar with that brand, but that didn't mean anything. I just thought that I saw that rig come in the other day and I thought it was a neat rig. So, but again, this is the place where you get ideas. This is the place where you meet new friends. Some of the friends I met the first time I was here, I still keep in contact with. We traded phone numbers, we'll text message. They might join our Discord server. And that is always a fun thing to do in the campsite. So let's do an Inception thing real quick, because these guys are filming and I'm filming.
It's sometimes cold. There's Jason.
We're doing an Inception thing right now. We're both filming each other.
There's Jason from the Unplugged channel.
Is that live?
No, that's
Okay.
a short.
Okay. Couldn't tell what he was doing. That one, Kyle has a channel called Square Drop Adventures, and he mostly talks about his hiker trailer, and apparently there's quite a tight-knit community around the hiker trailer. As I've told my wife before, and she's probably watching this video right now, I need to buy a hiker trailer so that I can start making videos about hiker trailers. It's all about the clicks, baby. This is Hector's rig right here. He's a ham radio operator. He came in, I think Thursday night. It might have been Wednesday night. Came in Thursday or Wednesday. And he was on our 2-meter simplex calling frequency. He came in and I called out for somebody, and I went back to him and talked to him for a minute. And he parked over here next to us. He's been hanging with us this weekend. He said he heard about this event on, I don't know, earlier in the week and just decided to hop in the van and come here with no notice whatsoever. So, and he's got my Sprinter 4x4 van, a van that I've always wanted, with ham radio antennas on top of it. What's up, buddy? How are you? Really cool rig, that Sprinter van. Those things are neat. Probably more money than I want to spend on a van. But I want to build my own van, honestly. I want to build my own van, and And I'm probably going to try to get a Dodge ProMaster. That's my goal. That's my goal. It's my hope, is to get a Dodge ProMaster, do the build out the way I want it, and go from there. This is our Gazelle Tent City. This is Frank's Gazelle. This is my gazebo. The Gazelle I'm sleeping in is right there. That's a T3. This is a T4. This is a G7 Deluxe, or G6 Deluxe, sorry, G6 Deluxe. Those two, I think, are also T4s. That's Bill's tent. That's Tim's tent. Are you in there, Bill? I didn't even know you was in there. And then that's a knockoff gazebo that Tim brought. And honestly, I don't know if it'll hold up as long as this did. I did a video about this gazebo that I had set up for 3 to 4 months 5 months at my hunting lease. That video will be on this channel soon if it's not there already. So longevity wise, I think this one will probably last longer, but this one seems to be almost as good. So it's very well built, and we've been using that as the cooking tent this trip. And we set this up because last year it was cold out, so we set all our chairs in the perimeter of this gazebo and set a fire ring in the middle, and we kept nice and warm in there. We set it up this time because the weather's not been as cold, like I said a minute ago, but it's been raining kind of off and on, or threat of rain off and on. So we thought we might migrate in there at some point to get out of the rain. We never really had to do that, so it's kind of almost a little bit of a wasted space, but we've been putting our chairs in there at night. Our chairs, our battery boxes, our lights, to keep them dry overnight after we go to bed, because we've had these 10 by 10 awnings up this whole time as well. We've got 3 of these up this time. So we built ourselves a little fortress here. So we're grown men and we're building forts. We're still building forts as grown men, because, I mean, you never really grow out of that, right, Bill?
Right. Who goes there?
That's right. Who goes there? So this has been our encampment for the last 3 nights. We're thinking about tearing it down tonight because it's supposed to start raining tonight and rain overnight. I don't know. We haven't decided exactly what to do yet, but that is where that is. And of course, the last thing here is Kyle, the guy we just walked by with Square Drop Adventures. This is his hiker trailer that he's made many videos about. I'll put a link to his channel in the description below. You guys can go check that out. He's got a lot of videos about his journey to buy the camper, to build it out, custom build it out the way that he had Hiker build it out for him, because it's kind of modular. You can pick what you want. And he went back just like about a month ago to get that AC unit installed. And he's done a lot of stuff with upgrading the batteries in it, and he had the shower added to it, obviously, had the awning, the 23.0 awning added to it, and with the walls like that. And just a really cool journey through hiker trailer ownership and usage on his channel over there, so go check that out. But that's the camping area. We're gonna go walk up to the I'm gonna walk up to the outdoor vendor exhibitor area right now, because I don't know, this weather is really cloudy today. I don't know when it's going to start raining, if it will or not. So let's get the outside and then we're going to go inside. Stick with me. All right, here's the outside. Now, in years past, they've had exhibitors and vendors line up down this road that curves around to the right, and there's no one down there this year. Although I think perhaps they've expanded a little bit farther that way this year. So we're going to walk through here and see what we see here. Starting at $49.90, that's not bad. But this is the kind of outdoor vendor stuff that we see. See a lot of stuff for sale also, vehicles and whatnot. They want 50 grand for that Jeep. It says 200 miles on it. Wow. New Jeep. Pretty much new Jeep. There's air beds there. The original truck bed air mattress. I think that guy's just got one in his truck. I don't think that's their display. Show special on wheels and tires. Toy hauler trailer. Here's another Ranger right here. See, this one's been outfitted quite well. Oh, I like that. Look at how that roof rack has a slide out that comes forward and covers the windshield That's a solar panel. That is slick. Charging your battery with a solar panel plus covering your windshield and keeping the sun off your windshield. I gotta find out what that is. I wonder if that's custom made. It doesn't have a brand name on it. That's pretty cool. I like the heck out of that. That's efficiency in design. I stopped the camera for a minute to talk to this guy. This is Mothy OffRoad, M-O-T-H-Y Off-Road. And this is he said this was his product launch at this show. And that's that one that we just looked at over there in the video. And he makes them in 2 or 3 different sizes. This one here is 120 watts per panel. That one right there is 200 watts per panel. So it doubles 120 times 2, because this one slides in and out, and it mounts to the top of your roof rack. And he's out of Oklahoma City, which is only about 3 hours from my home location. So I'm gonna have to check that out. That is proficiency in design is what that is. It's a really cool design to have a solar panel that slides out and covers your windshield and protects the sun from beating on all the gear that's on your windshield, be it radios, GPS, Garmin devices, tablets, whatever else we might mount on our dashboards. And then while you're parked and camping, or even at home, even sitting at home, you're going to park your truck at home in the driveway for a few days, pull that out, it'll charge your battery system and keep your dash protected from the sun. That's just neat. I thought that was a really cool design, so I may have to invest in one of those. All right, let's continue. I was telling, we were out to dinner last night, and I was saying, you know, there's a lot of cool things at the show. There's always a lot of cool things at the show. But last year, I found 2 or 3 items that I was like, something that I had never thought of before. Something that I was like, oh man, that's a great idea. And up until that solar panel box we just saw, I hadn't seen that this trip. I hadn't seen anything that was just like new and exciting and something that made me think, how come no one else has thought of that before? That's what I thought for that. Backseat delete items. This is the guy I bought my Iceco fridge from last year, and it is still working wonderfully. Love that fridge. These Freedom campers are kind of cool. It's kind of a unique design. It's just a box, and it sits inside of the wheel wells of your bed. Actually, that one does have space for a wheel well. I've seen some that sit on the inside of the wheel wells. Maybe not this one. Something like that's probably a little bit easier to slide in and out than a few other designs are. EcoFlow is here. Now, we've done some videos for EcoFlow on the channel. Check out the one that I'm running my entire deer camp on their Delta Max system 2 years ago, and last year I ran my entire deer camp on their Delta Pro system. Did some videos with their smart generators that are Bluetooth programmable and Wi-Fi connected and will kick on when your battery gets low to a certain point. They've got, that's the new Wave 3 air conditioner slash heater that they've got right there. This is a new refrigerator they've got, and this is pretty cool right here. They showed this to me yesterday. It's got a removable battery. So you got your fridge running out at the campsite. You've got 2 batteries for it. It's running on one, and the other one's sitting on the charger. And when this one gets low or dies, you pull the battery out, put the new one in, take the old one, put it on the charger, and you're still running with your fridge down to temperature where you want it. Pretty cool. And that's the Wave 3 new and improved air conditioner slash heater. So really cool things from EcoFlow. That's their first time to be here. I was talking to them yesterday, And he said, no, we've never been at this show before. So glad to see them. Those are Seatback Bags. Kind of neat. Look pretty well made. Not familiar with that brand, but pretty cool. I like bags and packs. I got a whole YouTube channel about bags and packs. Lithium battery power. Intech RV camper. Cottiwample Overland. Caught up with those guys a couple years ago. They've been here multiple times. All right, let's go this way. Go back up to the front there. Got the cut through thing here. ROG Survival Series campers. Those are really well made campers right there from everything I've read about them. Never got to walk through one, but look at the rack on top of that thing. Wow, that's neat. Let's go up this aisle right here. I'm trying to get everything in the show. Sherpa campers. SOL Rover campers here. Intech. No, look at this thing. Haha, that's freaking cool. This guy's selling DVOs Outdoors lights. Those, they have a booth inside like they normally do. DVOs has a booth inside. This is just a vendor of theirs. Look at that.
Oh, thank you.
Modern buggy. Ran into this guy at the campsite a couple nights ago. These appear to be really well made. They've got a really cool teardrop. This teardrop here is really cool. These guys are Taruka Adventure Gear. I'm not sure what they make. Something for newer vehicles that doesn't fit me. Born Outdoors. I've been looking at their stuff for the last 3 years. Really well made. Bedding. Low temperature bedding. And honestly, I was going to buy one of those this year. Finally said I've been looking at those for 3 or 4 years, and I never bought one. I was going to buy one, and then I found that diesel heater instead, which was similar in cost to that system. And I'm like, I'm going to get a diesel heater. I need it more. I've got decent bedding now anyway, but the diesel heater I have now is junk. It doesn't work anymore. And the electric EcoFlow heater I have works great, but the battery doesn't last all night. This diesel heater I bought yesterday will last for 15 hours on 1 tank of fuel. So more to come on that later. Overland Outdoors, maybe next year. I sure would like to have that sleep system. It looks awesome. Roller cam, these guys were here last year, and Frank and a couple of us, we talked to them and we told them about Hamvention. And they came to Hamvention. They said they sold more in Hamvention than they did here. This show has, 5,000-7,000 attendees. Hamvention has about 30,000 attendees. Largest ham radio show in the nation every year. So I certainly hope they come back to Hamvention, which is next month. Some cool tie-down straps and whatnot. Roller cam. And this is some extra stuff set up out here. And then this is where they put Storyteller Row this year, which I was a member of last year, but I never camped with them because they were up here out of the way of everybody. So I didn't sign up for it again this year. This one is Black Truck Adventures on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. Black Truck Adventures is that one. Right. See if I can link to all these and maybe tag them in this video. This one here, who is this guy? Heimdall. Look at that on the Jeep. That's cool. I'm not sure which influencer / YouTuber that might be. This one here is Dirt Rock Team, Instagram and YouTube. Dirt Rock Team. He's got some Overland America Adventure badges. I picked up the More Expo 2025 badge yesterday, and we have a Hamvention 2025 badge as well. Dirt Rock Team there. This one here is Perfect Enough Garage. That's good. I like that. These older vehicles. I really like when people upgrade, and make into some adventure vehicles out of these older vehicles, because I've always been partial to older vehicles myself. I'm glad they don't get ignored completely. A lot of manufacturers ignore them, but I'm glad that the users don't. How you doing?
Hey man, what's up?
All right, I got connected with that guy. His channel's about twice the size of this channel. So typically Storyteller Road, a lot of these channels are just kind of like starting out or kind of small. That's a good sized channel right there. So I'll put a link to these 3 or 4 channels that I found in the description below. You guys go check that out. Always like to help promote other people. Again, Storyteller Row at the More Expo. And I'm going to go up here and look at this Tundra, because it is the official More Expo Tundra. And it's in this flat black color, which is really kind of neat looking. Those LEDs on top, flashing LEDs on top, are kind of neat. That's cool. Okay. Some other company doing some sort of adventure badge, like All Roads Taken. Got some Method wheels. Got the GMRS antenna. Midland. We'll forgive him for that. Too bad they got Midland on there. It's a nice LED package he's got on there. Very cool color. I like the flat black color. That's a WeBoost antenna on top. Flat black with the even slightly different shade of black stripes on the back. Cool stuff there. All right, we're going to go down here and talk. We're going to go down here and look at the amateur radio, the Nixa Amateur Radio Club, which is a local to Springfield, Missouri amateur radio club. They've been to this show before, but not since I've been coming here. I think maybe myself and a few of the other guys that are with me who've been talking about the More Expo on our ham radio channels over the last 2 or 3 years kind of kick-started them into coming back to the show. And I hope that they've been doing well as far as talking. They're not selling anything, they're just talking to people, sitting around. Hey, good, how are you? Is this a POTA station? POTA activation?
No, Florida contest.
Oh, Florida QSO party?
Yep.
Good. How you guys been doing?
We've actually been quite a bit of traffic. Not as much this morning, but yesterday we had a ton of traffic.
Ton of traffic yesterday?
And I was shocked the amount of traffic we had yesterday, Jason.
Really? Like, what are people asking about?
A lot of GMRS guys wanting to get in amateur radio.
Okay.
Of course, we had a few of the ham guys come by wanting to check out the trailer, but it was more guys coming up wanting to learn about amateur radio.
Okay.
Kind of what we're all doing with
Yeah.
YouTube, trying to grow the channel.
Yep.
Exactly the reason
That's good.
the whole trailer's out here.
That's
because
good.
of the questions I got last year was at Steve's booth.
Yeah.
I figured, and we'll be
Yeah.
here next year too.
And you guys were here 3 or 4 years ago, weren't you? No?
Nope.
I thought somebody told me that you guys used to come to the show and then stop.
Nope.
No.
Never
Okay.
been to this show.
Okay, but you're local to this area.
Yeah, we're just south of Springfield.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. Yeah, you should definitely come back next year. I've met at least 5 or 6. Of course, there's 10 of us here that are all hams, and I've met at least 5 or 6, maybe even close to 10 more people that have come up to us during the show since we've been here Wednesday, who are hams. They're like, "Hey, I watched you. We came in because of that. We've been to the show before. We come here every year. Some of them it's their first time, so we're getting much more of a ham radio presence here."
Well, and Chris is kind of embracing this.
He is. Yeah, Chris has
So,
been
I
really,
mean,
really good and very welcoming.
Chris wants us here. So
Yes.
that makes
Yep.
it even better.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But with our trailer, we almost didn't get it finished because we got actually got a grant to
yeah.
to redo it.
Okay.
That's why we got the repeater. This guy saw you in the back.
Yeah.
We got the repeater and stuff in the back. We wanted to film the inside.
Sure, yeah, we'll get the inside of it. Oh, okay. So you've got everything. So you got the scanner there. Is that a Uniden?
Yep.
Okay.
That's 200. Of
Yep.
course, we've got just about every UHF frequency you
Yep.
want.
6 meters, 1.25.
We've even got
900 megahertz. That's awesome.
Yeah, 'cause we actually have a 900 megahertz repeater here.
Do you?
We also have 220 repeaters.
I'm gonna have to get the 220 repeater info from you. I got to put that radio back in my truck. We've got a 900 megahertz and a 220 megahertz system.
We actually have two
what?
220 repeaters.
Okay, we've got probably a half a dozen of each of those repeaters throughout North Texas, and the noise floor is so low on 220 that you can get to any repeater from any area. So yeah, it's really kind of good.
220 is always that.
Yeah.
We'll eventually have ham clock on that.
Oh, good.
But
Okay,
like he's
good.
working on our APRS node because we actually have an APRS.
Good.
And it'll also be a gateway. We can go either way.
An
with
iGate with
Yep.
it. Sweet.
Yep.
All
We
right,
can go
good.
either way with it.
Cool, man.
Of course, we do MCOMs and stuff, but we're also this is our field day trailer.
Yeah.
Not only we have a third station there, so we're running three stations.
Yeah,
at
yeah.
field day.
Good.
And wanting to get more out in the public. Like I said,
Yeah.
after being up here working Steve's booth last year,
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's just it's definitely good y'all are here. So, all right.
Run off its own power.
Thanks, guys. Yeah.
I figured with the GMRS guys too. That's why I set up this battery power out here.
Right.
To
Yeah.
show them what HF can do.
Yeah. That's good.
But yeah, back here's where
That's good. Yeah, I'll get a shot of the back here and.
There's our APRS radios back here.
Uh-huh.
Our Pi and stuff will be back here. Of course, we've got the 2-meter repeater.
Tell me about the battery system.
That's the Victron system.
Okay. I just put one of those in my truck. Not this big,
Well, see,
but
I don't know as much about this system.
okay.
Our trustee, he's also Missouri Highway Patrol for all their frequencies.
Okay.
So he's the one that brought it up. So we've got 200 amp hour AGM batteries
Okay.
in here. That will keep those batteries charged. We don't have solar right now.
Okay.
But anytime we plug into
So you're plugged into shore power. Gotcha.
Anytime
Okay.
we plug into shore power,
Okay.
it'll recharge the batteries.
Yep.
But every radio in there,
Yeah.
we run
It's
strictly
running
battery.
off a battery. Yeah. Okay. Good.
Our lights will actually run off 12 volt, I believe.
Yeah.
But there's other things like, of course, we can't run the AC and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Off
Yeah.
battery,
Yeah.
but
Yeah. Yeah.
400 amp hours of battery, we should be able to operate for quite a while.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. Cool, man. Well, thanks for your time. Good luck to you. Glad you guys are here. The final portion of the tour will be the inside booths. Last year right here they had a wall for patches and it said take a patch, leave a patch. and I left a few of mine and took a couple. I missed that. They don't have that this year. So this is the first hall here. That's the middle edition. There's a second hall over there. We're gonna walk around through here first and get some different badges and patches, stickers, all kinds of stuff right there. Custom-made t-shirts and hats. I need one of those more Expo hats, I do. Perhaps I will get one of those here shortly. This is CB Adventure Supply. They're in Saginaw, Texas. It's about a half hour from where I live. Been to their store several times. Bought a few things from them in the past. This is Berna. It is a pneumatic CO2 cartridge pistol that shoots rubber bullets, basically. Very cool stuff. Almost bought one of those, didn't do it. I resisted. I should probably get one though. Legal in all 50 states, so they claim. Big Brutus. That's a, there you go.
The tour takes you up inside.
That's around the Kansas City area, which is also not too far from me. That's a pretty color on that cat. Never been to that Big Brutus Overland Festival, but I've always wanted to go because it's so close.
This one, it's on the side.
Some campers here in the middle. Different bed rack companies, rooftop tent companies, Alu-Cab. Extrusion Overland is here. That's the bed rack that's in my truck, on my truck. So yeah, this is Extrusion Overland. This is their new solid cover system here that they came out with shortly after I bought my rack. Looks like they get some new design of Molly panels there. It's kind of neat. They're out of Kansas also. I don't know what the banana's about. Hey, good. How are you?
Great. I think we mixed up our
Garmin. Anvil Overland. Oh yeah, these are really cool mounts in here, but they're only made for specific vehicles. Silencer Central, those are actual silencers for firearms. Or silencers for actual firearms, I should say. More of the extrusion.
What do these run?
These are rails that mount in the back of your truck, and they slide out and mount boxes to them of different brands of boxes to them. So Flated makes that blow up, that topper bed camper for a pickup truck, and it's blow up, it's pneumatic, it's full of air. So you can deflate it, put it in a bag and take it with you. Same thing with those chairs. Kyle bought one of those Square Drop Adventures. He's going to put one on his Tacoma. So check the link in the description below for his channel that I talked about earlier. And when he has this video up, you'll be able to see it there. Hiker trailers. Nobody there? There's a hiker trailer right there. More hiker trailers there. It's more of the CB Adventure Supply booth. They have all this space right here.
was like at the very front. Perfect, man. Yeah. Oh no!
Tail lights and whatnot, custom backup lights. Lifestyle campers, haven't seen those before. Wow, that looks intrinsic. Ha.
No issues bringing an older rig.
AOR Odyssey. Look at that, F350. They had an F550 sitting here a couple years ago. It was really cool. Liquid spring smart suspension. Look at that. I got to do some suspension and upgrading the off-road setup in my truck myself. But if I were to go ask these guys if they made something for a 2004, I'm betting they'd say no. Quite a beefy suspension right there. All right, let's walk over to the other room real quick. This is the middle between the two rooms. They revealed this brand new 4Runner yesterday, 2025 4Runner.
Vic, if you want it, we'll get it. Yeah.
Tell me what to do.
That's cool. They have forum rooms back there. Prinsu usually has this area, their stuff. This guy has a shower, portable shower system, and beyond him, that second table there is that diesel heater that I got yesterday. Right there, that's the larger one. He had a smaller one over there. I guess he sold out, so good for him. Really cool diesel heater, and you're going to see a video about that later, as I mentioned earlier. Midland is here. I don't know if that's good or bad, but Midland is here. Cobra is here. This is the first time Cobra's been here also. They have a couple of GMRS radios that they're selling, some radar detector stuff.
So our opening price point range is $79.
Flashlight people. LED Lenser used to come to the show. They haven't been here the last couple of years, but this guy's a reseller in the flashlight people. He sells LED Lenser and a few other brands. Coffee guy. Rugged radios. Good.
Yep, we got friends.
Rebel Off-Road. So apparently these guys are from the North Texas area where I am. Someone told me earlier. All right, back here with the Overlandish base camp tent. Saw one of those earlier in the video. They also have some hammocks and sleeping gear there. This is All Roads taking the adventure badges. Picked up my More Expo 2025 badge earlier. I checked into the More Expo as a check-in on their website. You can do that as well. Red Arc. Now this is the vehicle charger that I have in my truck right here. This is the 25 amp version. I've got the 40 amp version. That's what's charging the big battery in the back of my truck. Been running it for a couple of years now. Works well. Go Treads. Got some of those 2 years ago. Used them on the RV and in the truck. Four-wheel campers. Those are cool because they pop up when you're camped and pop down for driving, so less wind resistance. Method racing wheels. I bought a set of wheels from them this time last year. Been really happy with those. Iceco freezer. This is their first time here as well. There's a vendor that sells Icecos, and that's where I bought mine last year, but this is the actual company of Iceco being here. This is Outback RV. This is the Mission Overland, the Trail Dog, or one of its cohorts. We did a video about that a while back. That's the Boreas Campers XT rather. Opus Off-Road. So apparently they sold those two Imperial campers, which are really nice quality. And we're going to do a walkthrough with those soon. That's another Bean trailer. This Beanstalk 2.0, that's the one we did the video about last month. That's on the channel here. I'll link that somewhere in here. Rhino rack. I didn't know they were here, honestly. So, DVOs Outdoors. These are the camp lights that I use. I mentioned the take a patch, leave a patch thing. I just now found it. I walked through this place like 4 times in the last 2 days, and I'm just now finding this, so I think I've got all these patches. I might go out and get my patch and leave it here. We'll see. But that is the 2025 More Expo walkthrough. This show gets better every year. You know, some years the camping situation is lighter than other years. This year there were a lot of people camping. And while they had more vendors this year, well, let me put it this way. They had a lot of new vendors this year that had not been here before. I also noticed that several vendors that were here last year are not here this time. So I think the actual number of vendors, exhibitors, is probably about the same, at least on the inside. There may be a few less on the outside. I don't know. I'd have to get the exact count to know for sure. But this is a great show, and it moves around because I think it kind of follows Easter weekend. Easter was the 3rd weekend in April this year, and that's the weekend that the More Expo was last year, so they couldn't do it on Easter weekend, obviously. Fully intend to come back to this show next year. It's going to be a great time. Looking forward to seeing more people here from the Overland community and from the ham radio community. Check out all the links to the channels in the description below, and thanks for following along today.